Hey, by the way,
but TJD's been a pleasant surprise, Steiny.
No, he has.
I'm not saying you stop there. You still need more.
Are you pissed at Kerr?
For
Sarge didn't play last night?
Oh, no. I was watching Dario.
He's the only guy who didn't play. Yeah. That's not fair.
No, I'm not. Come on, I'm not that guy. I got fed more than I wanted. I was happy to see Looney get out there, but the Klays starting. And Curry, Steiny, they were playing some good defense on Curry. I'm just tipping my cap. I'm not saying that's why he. Okay, there we go. Say something we don't know, but no, I'm stating the obvious. But man, Klay picked up the slack. I can't see a scenario, and you're gonna laugh, where Jonathan Kuminga tonight doesn't play at Orlando and they win the game. And maybe that's Prince Rogers Nelson, a sign of the times.
You know what?
He is your youth.
You know
he
what?
is your rocket. And if you don't have that, you're just easier to guard.
Okay. Well, then what I would say to you in the effort to try to pick a fight is, if you don't think they can win that game without Kuminga, why don't you just go ahead and take it to the next step and say, Steiny, the big three are done? Because if you don't think you can win the game with a 21-year-old raw offensive player when you're sitting with Steph, Klay, Dre, Wig, then like,
well, the athleticism is the part of it. You are right.
So they can't make it without Kuminga.
No, obviously, they can win the game. I just wouldn't like them to have to go try to do that. Kuminga's athleticism. Oh, that dunk last night. We ain't even talked about that putback.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Good God,
that was one of those that. They award you 6 points for those.
Yeah,
because that was a great dunk. It's a great follow dunk.
On Verts.
5-1-0. I'm with you. We need, and I say we need complete players, not specialists. Kind of right. They have too many specialists right now. Question I have is, Klay going to start tonight against the Orlando Magic? What did he play last night? 31. He and Curry both 31.
Well, now with Kuminga being questionable, it's almost like he's got two options. You know what I mean, to start. So,
I actually, like, if Kuminga doesn't play tonight, I'm not the kind of guy that says, well, now they have no chance. I just don't. Like, we can't, like, if for the longest time we're saying, well, Steph has no help, he doesn't have a number two, well, then how important can Kuminga be?
And Orlando's 25-10 at home.
510 on the Comcast business text line, 707. The Warriors are poised to make a run to Cancun.
I'll give you a one.
Based on my, it's not me.
No, I'm giving the person the one.
The Warriors were, based on my fan experience as a third-generation Warrior fan and a former season ticket holder, this was a good season for the Warriors, but disappointing considering the potential talent level of the current roster. Yeah, do Warrior fans feel like this team is leaving something on the table? Or are they meeting their expectations? They're 37 and 34, 11 games left.
Well, when you're sitting with Andrew Wiggins, I don't want to put it all at his doorstep, but I'll start there. When you just look at this season as a whole and what he's giving you and what he doesn't giving you, how he's up and down, I think the answer would be yes. You look at Draymond Green, supposedly your leader. He misses umpteen games because of his actions. So there is some meat on the bones, Donnie.
When this is the one thing. Do you think Wiggins will be better next year than this year as a player?
What if I'm being real here? I'm going to say no, but physically, I want to say yes, because his physique, his body, his playing weight, all that he's in his prime. Andrew Wiggins, I believe, is in his physical prime. Mentally, no, but you asked me a question. I feel like we're going to get just what we're getting now and what we got throughout his career outside of the 2020. Excuse me. Now, why is that funny? The 2022 season.
I just chuckled.
And I woke up, I get dressed listening to Windhorse this morning, and I keep citing Joe Lacob saying big changes. This Windhorse, Wendy, he goes, for the Warriors to get back into contention, title contention, massive changes. So, again, not massive and big, but I just don't know what's going to be there.
Who's the 10th seed in the East?
Well, Atlanta's not sitting with Kerr. Oh, well, they're standing-wise.
They got a young Curry. They got a 24-year-old Curry.
Yeah, they're 10th, Atlanta.
I wonder if they're talking about in Atlanta like they can make a run. Oh, that's not fair, Steiny.
Well, they're 7
it's
under.
The Hawks.
They're 7 under. 32-39.
10th is 10th.
The West is just lethal, man.
Can somebody get back to me on Los Banos, please? Is it Los Banos, Los Banos, Los Banos, Los Banos? That's what I'm most concerned with right now. Proving Spadoni wrong under any circumstance.
Sounds like my wife.
Oh, wow.
See, like that, like when I think of the Warriors,
it's about to be over, man. That's what I'm telling you.
It is over.
No, the season.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Actual games.
Like, does anybody else look at the Warriors and say, all right, how are we going to get better next year when Draymond's not going to be better, Thompson's not going to be better next year, Curry's not going to be better next year, Wiggins probably won't even be here, and Kuminga will take a step up. Like that, like my biggest question to Warrior fans.
Too.
Right. Okay, fine. Do you think Kuminga, Trace Jackson-Davis, Podziemski, and Moody can get more good than the big three and Looney decline? Because that's really what it is. I mean, how can you get better if your core players, you don't expect them to be better than they were this year, which you can't.
Wow, man.
I mean, I just, like, I can, and this is where it's like, this is where I put myself in Joe Lacob's spot. Okay, Steph's on an island. He's different. He's going to be here. But is Draymond Green next year going to be better than this year?
I would say no.
Okay, and what about Klay? No matter what number you may or may not find him at.
I'm going to shock you here. I'm going to say I could see him getting off to a good start and having a better season than this year. And if you look at the frequency of three-pointers he's making in total and his percentage, I'll say yes and feel confident about that.
All right, I don't because he's not. No matter what happens, he's not getting any better defensively.
So the money, you're like you just can't give it to him.
I'd give him. I mean, can you get him for 15?
I think that would be an insult. Yeah,
I mean, can you get him
more 25 or 30? Like, because that came back on the table. See, that's going to be from somebody, Orlando, Ponte's team that keeps saying, they would love a Klay Thompson. The Lakers would love a Klay Thompson. The Sixers, like Steiny, he's going to get his money. It's just about where.
I wonder. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to get.
But give me this. I'm not trying to. You have seen a difference in him since he's gone to the bench, just in his game.
Right, because he's playing against second-unit players.
I've heard that.
I mean,
I feel like that's unfair, but damn.
He's been terrific off the bench.
Yeah.
He's been really good off the bench. But if he's going to continue to come off the bench, you can't pay him a lot of money. I think I had that list out, Evan, and we looked at who the highest-paid sixth men are in the league.
Bobby Portis.
Basically, yeah, maybe.
I think the highest paid one is Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, like 24.
Wow. Yeah.
So,
Malik Monk's probably going to get that, though.
Well, the funny thing is when I looked at all those salaries, it started to make sense why the report came out that they offered him 24. It's like 24 is at the high end of sixth men. I mean, you can't pay Klay 30 if he's coming off the bench, can you? I don't know if you can pay him 25 coming off the bench. But then maybe he won't come off the bench next year. Maybe he's a starter next year.
No doubt.
What's that?
Said he's a starter.
And did he take one for the team and
what do you
say,
mean?
you know what, I'll go to the bench, but when this is all over, I'm out of here because I know I'm a starter. But the $1 million question is, what does he think he's worth? And if there's a gap, and contract negotiations or proposals, some can be insulting, Steiny. And I will find out in the wash. But I'll say this about Klay, and I know today is not for this, but this is what working with you is created. You have me thinking Klay Thompson's going to look at the organization and say, you gave Dre 25 over 4. You gave him a C note, and you want me to take a 13 or 15 or anything remotely below that, and I'm giving you offense? That sounds like 30 to me at the start for Klay Thompson to remain here.
So offense is more important than defense?
I mean, how much?
I mean, I'll give it. Draymond got paid because he's a really good defensive player.
or used to be.
Well, he's still
good, but he ain't. We're not talking deep. Nobody's saying
Klay's not the
deep.
offensive player he was. No. What is the number for Klay Thompson? Like, to me, Klay is.
We got to go.
Do you want him on the team next year?
Wow.
At $25 million, whether he's starting or not, or does re-signing Klay Thompson sound to you like kind of more of the same? And they're running if they re-sign Klay Thompson, isn't that the definition of running it back?